Welcome back to the channel, guys, and in today's video I am going to showcase the remix team which I am currently using and was able to gain 150 points with it. So currently I am sitting close to 2400 and hopefully we will get to 2500 soon. And before we start with the team composition and the battles, if you are new to the channel and if you like our content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you want to join the Battleset Discord server, the link to that is in the description down below. So the team which we are running today consists of Serperior in the lead, Charm, Alolan, Ninetales, and Sirfetch'd. So I think Sirfetch'd as a closer is a really great Pokemon in this cup because Brave Bird, if being neutral to anything, like just hits pretty hard. The team I think did really well for me, and with shields down, if you're able to pressure the shields of Serperior, then Sirfetch'd in the back can really steamroll anything. And with that Brave Bird one shot potential on a lot of mons, I think it's a really great mon to have. So looking at the PV poke rating, this team doesn't really do well in terms of coverage. I think this is the third or fourth team which I'm using in the Remix Cup, which which really don't have a coverage, so I'm not really sure what I have to do to have some coverage on that. But other than that, the safety is rated as B and consistency is rated as A, so that's pretty good. And Serperior, since it's a very bulky Pokemon, it's able to tank a few hits as well. So without further delays, let's start with the battles and see how the battle goes. So picking up this Roserade lead, and both of us will be able to do super effective damage with the charge moves, whereas we will be able to do super effective damage with Aerial Ace, and they'll be able to throw the weather balls. And for this one, I accidentally selected the Serperior with Leaf Tornado instead of Frenzy Plant. So this one consists of it's just for this battle, and Roserade will be able to outspam us eventually. So I do not shield this one because I can come in with Sirfetch'd and look to farm down this Roserade completely. They are not able to get to another weather ball, which is really good. And since they had a charmer counter in the back, I think it's very difficult to predict what they have in the back. So in comes this Sableye, and right now if we are able to pressure both the shields, or if we are able to take both the shields, it will be really good for us. So shield 1 goes down and we swap aggressively to Sableye because I was expecting this thing in the back. So this is like not a very good situation because Bastiodon will be able to completely farm us down, but we do have pretty healthy Sirfetch'd in the back, and we still have 2 shields intact. So at least what we would look to do there is that we would be able to farm down the Bastiodon. And energy on Sirfetch'd I think is really dangerous because you do have nuke move in the form of the Brave Bird, but since they have a Sableye in the back, I think Leaf Blade, just Leaf Blade will be able to do the trick. So they go for a Flamethrower, which is the right move, but I think Stone Edge as well would have KO'd. Fortunately, we are able to farm down the Bastiodon completely, and we are able to throw this Leaf Blade. Sirfetch'd wins CMP pretty much up against anything. I think there are very few Pokemon in the Great League that can win CMP against this thing. So they go for a foul play, which obviously we need to shield. Sirfetch'd is a very squishy Pokemon, and the Leaf Blade will hit hard. Sirfetch'd is very attack oriented, and this knocks out the Sableye. So yeah, GG's. Moving on to the next one, let's see what do we get, and we are in a Bastiodon lead. So this lead is pretty decent for Serperior, because if you're not able to take down the Bastiodon, what you can do is at least you will be able to pressure some shields. So I waited for the seventh smackdown and then throw, because that's when, or the sixth, not really sure, but what you would want to do is you would want to force a CMP tie, because you don't want Bastiodon to snake in a smackdown. So we go for Frenzy Plant, and let's see, not expecting a shield from Bastiodon yet, but we will be able to beat them to the next charge move. And I thought that I will not be able to get to an Aerialist because this was my first time using Serperior, but eventually we grab the shield off of Bastiodon, and now we can come in with Sirfetch'd. So we do have to invest a shield, but this again would end up us having loaded energy on Sirfetch'd. So let's see what do they come back in with, expecting a Charmer. So in comes Razor Leaf Tropius. So this is really good because if we manage to land this Brave Bird, this will basically one-shot this Tropius from full health. So Tropius does not shield, and they have a Medicham in the back, so this is really good. And the opponent did not quit, but the game is pretty much wrapped up because Charm is a very oppressive move, and Medicham cannot handle that being taking super effective damage to it. So yeah, GG's. Moving on to the next one, let's see what do we get. And we are in a Shadow Bellossom Lead. So this Bellossom may run or they are running Bullet Seed as well. Sorry, they are running Bullet Seeds. My bad. I'm currently running Roserade, so I am under the impression that I'm running Bullet Seed as well. So they they do a really great catch on to the Crustle. So I think I shield this one. Maybe not sure why I did that, because Rock Slide and X-Scissor both would be resisted. But since Surfaced is so squishy, I think it's well worth using that shield. So the opponent will return the favor by investing a shield of their own, and at this point I do not shield this one, because now I came to my senses that yes, X-Scissor and Rock Slide both will be resisted. So we are able to farm down the Crustle, which is probably the idea for this team, that you really do want to get ahead on energy, because in case any Charmer comes, then Brave Bird can do massive amount of damage. And the opponent pulled off a really great move of not shielding that Leaf Blade. I was totally expecting a shield there, but eventually they end up shielding this thing, so this is like really good. And I didn't know the charge move onto the Bellossom, but since they did not throw this move, surprisingly we go for this aerial straight away. This knocks out their Bellossom, and they do have a Politoed in the back, so yeah, this is it. GG's. Moving on to the next one, and let's see what do we get in this match. So we are in a Scrafty Lead, and with Serperior's bulk, I think it's really positive for Serperior. So I was in a doubt on whether to go for super effective Aerial Ace or a Frenzy Plant, but I think I eventually end up going for a Frenzy Plant, because Frenzy Plant, in my opinion, should do more damage than Aerial Ace. But let me know in the comment section down below what was the right move. Should I have thrown the Frenzy Plant or the Aerial Ace? And I make a very aggressive swap to Sirfetch'd, because I thought that they would be having a Charmer in the back, because Scrafty is really weak to fighting types. So this draws out their Clefable, which is really good. This way the Surface does not have really a lot of health remaining on it. So although we are behind on shields, but we do have a Charmer in the back, which will basically annihilate that Sirfetch'd. So we are farming. We don't want to farm extra energy, because the charm is eventually chunking away at the Serperior's health. I mean, we are already in yellow. So the opponent invests a shield, which is like okay with us, because we are able to throw this another Aerial Ace. And I went straight for the Aerial Ace, because I did not want to risk getting charmed down, and they unfortunately have a Beedrill in the back. So yeah, this is not really looking good, because Beedrill is running Poison Jab. They are not running a bug move. So Poison Jabs will be super effective, and there is basically nothing we can do up against this Beedrill. So yeah, the game is pretty much over. So yeah, GG's. And yeah, surprisingly I stayed in that matchup, but yeah, the game was pretty much wrapped up as soon as that Beedrill came in. So yeah, good games. Moving on to the next one, and we are in a Wiggllytuff Lead. So this lead, again, as I said, is favorable for Serperior, because of Serperior's bulk and Serperior being able to throw those Frenzy Plants. And Frenzy Plant really hits hard. I mean, even on anything that it's neutral to, it really does a lot of damage. And it's good that we are seeing a Charmer in the lead. I mean, that's the slot wherein you want to see a Charmer, because that way you can expect them to have some sort of fighter in the back, to which Alolan Ninetales can really do well. And at this point, the opponent invested both the shields, which is really good for me, because with Sirfetch'd, I think shields down, this thing can really hit hard. So let's see, they come in with Alolan, they come in with Kanto Ninetales, and now they come in with Politoed, which is really good for us. This will allow us to farm a bunch of extra energy and potentially go for a Brave Bird onto that Alolan, onto that Kanto Ninetales, and Leaf Blade will almost one-shot this Politoed. And I did not wanted to invest another shield onto this Politoed, hence I did not farmed all the way. But now I definitely would shield this Weather Ball coming in from Kanto Ninetales, and I think we will be able to get to the Brave Bird, thanks to all the farm that we got from that Politoed, and Brave Bird knocks out the Ninetales. So yeah, GG's. Moving on to the next one, let's see what do we get in this matchup. And we are in a Toxicroak Lead. So this lead is not particularly good for Serperior, because Sludge Bomb will do a lot of damage to this thing. So this time around, I knew that aerial ace was probably the way to go, so I went straight for it because I did not want to risk getting hit with a sludge bomb and not getting shield and not investing a shield, and had to invest a shield. Sorry. So they go for a mud bomb, which is good for us because this way we will be able to get to another aerial ace. And now if they want to keep the Toxicroak alive, they would have to invest a shield in that, which is exactly what they do. But still, I think my opponent realized that they will risk getting farmed down. So they swapped into their Berserker, and this is probably one of the best situations that we could have been in because we would be able to farm this thing down all the way. And since they landed the close combat, we were not able to get a lot of farm though, but the opponents came in with their Toxicroak, and now they have Alolan Ninetales in the back. And since we farmed a lot of energy off that Berserker, we will be able to throw this Leaf Blade, which the opponent shields. And now I think with the shield advantage and a fully and Alolan Ninetales with full health, I think yeah, the opponent realized they cannot win and gave up. So yeah, GG's. Moving on to the next one, and we are again in a Bastiodon lead. So this time around, I think I played this matchup a bit better than the last time. So we go for yeah. So there is this frenzy plant, and sorry if you are getting this some sort of background noise. The weather is not quite good here. It's quite windy. So yeah, I think I decided to shield this time around because earlier the flamethrower did a lot of damage, but since we were able to almost win that matchup, I decided to shield, but probably that was not a good decision to make because Bastiodon will be able to throw those charge moves, and now we are going for a frenzy plant, and now we grab the shield off of this Bastiodon. So this time around, the difference is that Bastiodon did not decide to go for a farm down, but decides to throw. So now I invest another shield, and they come in with Meganium. So this is still not. The game is still not over because I think that they will have a Charmer in the back, but since we were already loaded on energy and Meganium really, I don't think Frenzy Plant will KO, but it just might. So the Serperior goes down, but since the Meganium is dry of any energy, and we can beat this Meganium to the next to the next charge move. And if they want to keep this Meganium alive, they really would want to shield, which is exactly what they do. So at this point, I'm really okay to let go of this Sirfetch'd because Meganium is pretty low, and we will be able to charm down this thing. So Meganium goes down, and Bastiodon was quite low if I remember correctly. So they come in with Mew. So this is like very uphill battle to make because Wild Charge will do a lot of damage, but they go for Surf surprisingly, and Bastiodon comes in, and my only option was to go for a very aggressive farm down, but yeah, we both got down at the same time. So yeah, that Meganium really pulled off a lot of weight, and yeah, GG's. Moving on to the next one, the opponent swapped into Alolan Ninetales, and at this point, my only objective is to win this matchup. But I am really doing a very poor job in this particular cup, wherein Charmers are very dominating of allowing the opponent charms in between. As you can see, the opponent's Alolan Ninetales was able to sneak in a charm, which proves like detrimental to us because this way we lose that lead matchup up against that Politoed. But since we do have Sirfetch'd, and Sirfetch'd can really one-shot that Politoed with a Leaf Blade, so I'm not too worried about that. But I really would want to keep the Sirfetch'd alive. And the opponent comes in with Mandibus, which is probably one of the worst thing that I would want to see right now because probably my only counter to that thing is gone. But still, there is still a bit of ray of hope because yeah, if we manage to land a Brave Bird onto that Mandibus, it can really prove better for us. But yeah, there is no way that we are getting to there is no way that we are getting to a Brave Bird and farm this thing down as well. So yeah, I think I still try to make a last ditch effort, but the Politoed is just able to outspam us, and yeah, this is not really looking good for us, and I quit because there was no way that I was winning that game. So yeah, really well played from my opponent's end, and yeah, GG's. Moving on to the next one, it's the match of the two Serpents, and Dragonair is a very interesting pick for this cup because with all the Charmers running around, I think there is there are not a lot of dragons running around this time in this particular cup, but Dragonair is not a very bulky Pokemon, and the only kind of bait move it's got is Aqua Tail, which will be resisted by Serperior, and we are already threatening the shield off of this Dragonair, and I knew that this was too soon to be a Dragon Pulse, so it must be an Aqua Tail. So unfortunately, I don't know what to speak. So since we are already at a Frenzy Plant, I decided to shield, and now if they want to, it's up to them whether they want to keep the shield advantage or the switch advantage. So they decided to keep the switch advantage, and this is like really good for me because with shields down, I think Sirfetch'd Sirfetch'd is really good, but unfortunately the Dragonair is able to throw this charge move, and they go for an Aqua Tail, which does some decent amount of chunk, which does a lot of. So maybe I should have come in with Ninetales instead of Sirfetch'd, because Ninetales would have been able to take that thing down with a charm. And in comes Ludicolo, and at the time I didn't realize that it was a bubble Ludicolo. I thought that it was Razor Leaf, and they went for a Leaf Storm, which does massive amount of damage. So not really looking good for us, because now this Registeel will be able to completely farm down this Ninetales. So yeah, definitely I think I heavily misplayed this particular game, but the game is still not over because we are still up a shield, and Registeel cannot really lock on down. So but since we are not running close combat, both of these moves are resisted, but I was just hoping that along with the counter damage, this Brave Bird really KOs. But the Registeel barely survives with 1 HP, and it was a CMP tie, and I lose this game even after misplaying with 1 HP. So still really good. Still really good matchup, and GG's to my opponent. Really well played. Moving on to the next one, and we are in a Ninetales land. This Ninetales is running Powder Snow, so I make a very aggressive swap to charm Ninetales, because I knew that since they were running Weather Ball. Since they were running Powder Snow, the Sirfetch'd can really battle it out up against that Ninetales. So they bring in their Jellicent, and with Charm Alolan, Ninetales can really damage the Jellicent as well. So this forces the shield, and fortunately we are able to get to another Weather Ball. So let's see if the opponent decides to invest both the shields or not. The opponent does not shield that, and I think it was a CMP tie indeed. So I should let go of this charge move. It was a Shadow Ball. Maybe they are running Shadow Ball and Ice Beam. So I come in with Serperior, farm down the Jellicent, and they come in with Ninetales, and it's definitely going to be a Weather Ball. So it's good that the Alolan Ninetales is energy dry, because we will be able to at least pressure the shield or a lot of health off of this Ninetales. And with the Alolan Ninetales lead, I think they are running some sort of fighter in the back, maybe something like Medicham. So this can be a really positive situation for us, since we do have a Sirfetch'd in the back, but they are running Politoed, which is really good for us because we will be able to throw this Frenzy Plant, and Frenzy Plant I think will almost KO this Politoed. And now I make an aggressive swap to Sirfetch'd to counter down the Politoed and get a hit on energy, so that we are able to throw this Leaf Blade before the Ninetales is able to get to a Psyshock. So Leaf Blade is able to take around 40% of Ninetales health, and yeah, take it for the win. So yeah, coming back from the bad lead there as well, and I think this team is really strong. But I swapped to Roserade in my last few battles, because Roserade can really pressure shields better than the Serperior can, and yeah, but I think this team is as good as the Roserade team. So before signing off, if you enjoyed watching the video and if you liked the content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I mean, it's the best way to support the channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, peace.